I'm really confused with how I feel about Spoonful of Sugar because, on the one hand, I was really disappointed by it, but on the other hand, it was completely worth it to get to the ending. I won't discuss what happens at the end because I don't want to spoil it because I do kind of recommend it, but at the same time, I didn't enjoy the journey. So I'm really unsure about what exactly I feel. This was released originally in 2022. It's a Shudder film, which is exactly why I wanted to watch it. And it's directed by Mercedes Bryce Morgan, written by Leah Saint Marie. And it stars Morgan Saylor as our protagonist, Millicent. And I have to say, her performance was incredible. The character is horrific. I hate her. I absolutely cannot stand her. I found everything about her to be irritating. The way she moved, the way she spoke, the way she acted. I hated watching her. Well, I loved her performance. I thought it was a very moving performance of a very complex character, but unfortunately, that's also a very irritating character. So I really appreciate just how well written and well acted she was as a character. But that doesn't mean I found her enjoyable to watch. I actually hated every time she was on screen. And that's pretty much the entire film. And it's not just the character that didn't work for me. I also found the narrative to be really messy and all over the place and kind of like it was trying too hard. Millicent is the babysitter of this little boy called Johnny. Johnny's got a lot of allergies. He wears this spacesuit, which I have to say was very effective as a costume. It worked really well. And his parents are very different people from one another. Rebecca and Jacob, played by Kat Foster and Myko Olivier. And it's all about the wedge that Millicent drives between them, between both parents, between the parents and their child, and the role she plays in this. And honestly, not much happens, and I found bits of it to be quite predictable. And none of the characters were that interesting, which I know sounds like a contradiction because I said Millicent's a very well written character. On paper, she is, but I just found her to be so unlikable that I didn't care at all about what happened to her. I couldn't care less. I genuinely couldn't. The only character who I thought was actually genuinely likable was Johnny, played by Danilo Crovetti, and I thought his performance was really good. I mean, all of the performances were good, but the characters other than Johnny were either very boring or very unlikable. And the narrative itself was all over the place, and it tried too hard. It should have either been about Johnny, his allergies, his parents, or it should have been about Millicent's mental health. But trying to combine the two means that as a viewer, I don't know where I'm meant to be looking, and not in a way that's twisted and creepy and out of control like a good twisted thriller. It's just a case of I don't know what they're trying to do, and I don't know what the point of this is. I mean, a lot of it's about jealousy and a lack of trust and betrayal. So I understand the messages, but I don't think they were delivered in a way that was engaging or entertaining. It was pitched as a horror. At least certain places online are marketing it as a horror. There's nothing scary about this at all, apart from the use of "Oh My Darling Clementine." That music was used quite a lot in this, and very effectively. I thought it was very well done. Not creepy or anything, maybe a little bit eerie, but it wasn't scary. It's the least scary marketed as a horror film ever. Is it thought provoking? Not really, no. Because I just feel like the narrative was poorly constructed and the characters were either dull or irritating. The only thing it maybe did think about is, ooh, some parents think their children have allergies when they don't, which is a thing. You know, kind of like Munchausen's by proxy. Um, so it was thought provoking with that. Not that's not necessarily what's going on here, but it did, raise the question of just how much does Johnny need to be protected. But other than that, it was boring. It was predictable. Apart from the ending, as I said, the ending was. I got to the about 3 minutes from the end of this film, and I was thinking this is just horrendous. And then the ending happened, and I kind of thought, wow, that was worth the wait. So as far as endings go, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, whatever rating, it gets top marks from me. But the rest of the film, I was bored and irritated. And neither of those are good emotions to have. Feeling bored, feeling irritated. It's difficult because on the one hand, I don't want to recommend it, but on the other, I want you to see that ending. So if you want a film that's not scary and you just need to put something on to have in the background, you won't miss much if you don't pay full attention to it. But definitely pay attention to the last chunk of the film because it was very, very good. Very, very well done. Everything else, not so much.